I gotta make sure the girls look good. Oh, and that is a good place to start. So good evening, good morning, salutations, good afternoon from whatever time of day that you are currently watching us. My name is Roxy Freefall, and to my right, your left, is my co-host Cherry. And we are here to welcome you to Pizza, Beer, and Life, a show where we review beer, we answer random questions, but more importantly, we tell you how to live your life. Woohoo! Still waiting for that cease and desist from Matt Bellassine. So, we're just going, if you watched our pilot episode, first off, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect that the reaction that we had. It was actually really bloody positive.
Yeah. There was actually friends of mine that watched it, and I was like, wait, I'm sorry, you did what?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it was actually really good, and we actually streamed it from our big-ass TV in our living room, and I'm like, oh God, my face was on your TV?
Our giant heads. All of a sudden, there's this "So I Married an Axe Murderer" moment. It's like, heed! Pads! It's like, we are the giant heeds.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but no, we had gotten some great feedback. One of which was, please fix the sound. And so, yes, this is my cheap way of trying to fix the sound. Thank you very much to Amazon.com. Hey, this is all DIY and completely self-funded, no advertisers here. So, so we have to make do. But this is actually kind of nice. I mean, you know, there's a lot of jokes that I can make about it, but I think
ones that might make me uncomfortable, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So we're not going to make those jokes. But no, thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. We greatly appreciate you. And, thank you so much for the comments and the feedback. You know, as you can see, you know, we are listening to the feedback just with regards to everything. And, but more importantly, just an immense amount of gratitude to all of you.
Yes. Thank you.
Who did tune in. Yes. We really appreciate it. And we really appreciate your support. As we are going down this road, this adventure, because we have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
No.
At all.
First time ever doing anything like this before.
At all. And to that point, right now we are also live streaming on my Instagram feed. So that's a little bit.
If you want to see bloopers,
there might be a few. Especially me trying to do my hair. No, you don't want to know about that. So anyway, let's get into the first portion, which is the beer. The beer. So today's beer is all right. So have it right here for you. Allison, do you mind? Or excuse me, Cherry, do you mind introducing it?
One Trick Pony. All right, it's from Brunish, Maryland, or Brunish Brewing in Salisbury, Maryland. So I picked this up at Wine Source here in Hamden.
Ah, yes, Wine Source, which is located on Elm.
Yes.
Here in Hamden.
Yes,
Baltimore.
on Elm Street.
Or Elm Avenue.
Elm Avenue, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's Elm Avenue.
Yeah, it's Elm Avenue. But we don't have Freddy Krueger living here. But I always make that
would be
mistake
interesting
too.
If we did, though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it is a peach mango lemonade sour ale, which actually is probably pretty good for the end of summer here. We're getting ready to get into Oktoberfest and all of those different heavier beers and all that good stuff, which, stay tuned. We might have some of that for you guys next time. All right. When I picked this up today, he actually kind of said it mimics an RAR stunts, if anyone is into sours who's watching, which I actually appreciate the RAR stunts. You can actually get stunts at Holy Free Holies with a sour plop, which is frozen margarita mix.
Oh my God.
Which my sister is like obsessed with.
No, I can't do that. Nope.
So if you're like that adventurous and into all of the like sweetness of life, yeah.
I don't
but
know how I feel
that
about
is that is what we are trying. And I mean, like, look at this can.
Can is pretty
Look at
awesome.
this can.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
Where were they? Where were they located again?
Salisbury.
Oh, Salisbury. Gotcha.
It's Brunish. I would assume that's how you pronounce it. Brunish Brewing.
Brunish Brewing Co.
Brunish
Beer Co. Excuse me.
Yes, beer company.
Oh yeah, duh, there it is. Right,
It
right
is
there at the damn bottom of.
It is 6% alcohol. So be careful.
So yes, no, but I mean, to that point.
Yes, no. Yes.
Well, no, well.
But yes, but no.
Yeah,
but not really. I guess it depends on who you are.
But to that point, sour, a sour being at 6%, that's a little rare. So
it is a little bit heavier.
It's a little high. So,
yeah.
All right. Let's see this sucker. And we actually were prepared this week, and we have a glass.
Ugh. Ooh, hear that?
Oh shit! I don't know. So you guys can't see this. I tried to. Here, wait.
Is it frozen?
I don't know if it's frozen, but the top didn't pop on mine.
I don't know what's happening over here with my partner. But
I know. I'm having issues. Like, it's not. This is no bueno. Wait, hold on. I can't get.
Oh my.
It doesn't want me to have it. There we go. Got it.
There we go.
There we go. It does not want me to have it.
So far, the foam on top, he did mention that there was kind of like a smoothie kind of texture to it too, which you can see with the foam on top, the way how thick the foam is.
Yeah.
On top.
This is scurry. It's
scurry.
Me. It's scurry.
It's scurry.
I don't know.
All right. Well, here we go.
Cheers. 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 All right. Let's see. Okay, so I get the smoothie texture. Yeah, it is. It's basically like drinking a smoothie.
Yeah, it's definitely thicker.
Yeah,
some good flavor to it.
It's almost. Where am I going with this?
I don't know if I.
It's weird.
I don't get a lot of the lemonade in it though. It is a peach mango lemonade sour ale, but I don't get the lemonade.
All right, so definitely on the front end, there's a lot of peach. I taste the peach a lot on the front end, so it's a good thing I like peaches.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, so taste a lot of the peach on the front end.
It's definitely very fruity.
It is very fruity.
You taste a lot of the peach and the mango. Definitely not the lemonade though.
The mango's in the note. There is definitely mango in the note. Yeah, definitely. But
and that might give it that thicker consistency.
Yeah,
is the mango.
But it's good. There is that hint of lemon. I am getting it on the back end, like a wee bit. But it's
not lemon, it's lemonade. So like for me, I would think would be like a more prominent kind of lemonade.
Yeah, you would expect on the front, at least on the front end, you would expect that sour to hit you. You would expect that,
Exactly.
Definitely the sugar part's there. Like it really is sugary.
Yeah. Which I really don't mind.
It's very sweet. I don't mind it either.
Because I am more of a sour ale drinker. Now with this, if it was just a little bit more bitter, maybe with the lemonade, I probably would like it more.
I agree.
Because
I agree with you.
It's just more fruity than it is bitter.
Yeah.
That's why I drink sours. I like sipping a sour and being like, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not like thick like a stout or thick like a porter or something like that, but it has that texture. It's That it does have that smoothie texture. You're basically drinking an alcoholic smoothie is what you're drinking.
Basically.
So,
which you can't really tell. I mean, it looks thicker, but
yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, it does. It looks like it's going to be chewy, but it doesn't go down that way.
Yeah.
Wow, so many jokes I can make with that statement.
All right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Should we move on?
So, all right. So overall, One Trick Pony from
Brunish.
Brunish Beer Company. What do we think?
I'd get it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I'd get it again.
I think if I saw this in an establishment, like in a restaurant or something like that, or like, I would probably order it there. I don't know that I would get it again in a 4-pack, but I definitely would drink it again, if that makes sense. So, yeah. All right. So
I would actually really like this with like a
vanilla ice cream.
Oh, that would be good. Ooh, like a beer float.
Like a beer float.
That would be good.
Yeah, that's what this is made for.
But I can see this with like a certain type of like charcuterie board. Like a certain type of cheese, like a goat cheese or something like that. I think that would be really good.
Or like a...
If anyone's, going to a friend's house and like doesn't drink wine, where the typical pairing is, let's get some wine and let's get some cheese and crackers.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I think this would actually go well with...
I'm just trying to think of what kind of cheese. Like, I would almost dare...
I would like it with a goat cheese, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. I was almost going
like a softer cheese.
I was almost going with like gorgonzola or something. Something completely different,
Yeah.
Something, very pungent.
Yeah.
And,
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I don't know. But yes. So this definitely for your next charcuterie board. So, cheers. One more. Oh. Anyway. Alrighty. So, onward and upward. Alright, so, fast questions. Okay. Would you generally rather be overdressed or underdressed for a party?
Overdressed.
Overdressed. Why?
Yes. This is going to sound so, like, conceited of me, but, like, I just like to always look good.
It's not conceited.
Although, you will typically find me out in just, like, a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. But, like, if I was planning on going to a party, I want to be overdressed.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like
I want
full
people
on, like,
I want to
gown tuxedo. Like
I want to walk into the party and, like, people be like, yes. Yes. Good job.
Who's that sharp dressed person right there? Hells yeah. No, I agree. I would much rather be overdressed.
For sure.
Much rather be overdressed. Alrighty. Yeah. Do you feel that you can be counted on to do what you'll say you do? What does it take for you to trust someone? I'll go. I'll go first. Do you feel that you can be counted on to do what you say to do? All right. So I'm gonna go. Yes.
Question mark?
Question mark. Because here's the thing, right? Like, working in legal, like, has me tainted, right? So whenever somebody invites me to something, I always say, I will do my best to come, right? Chances are I'm going to do it and I'll be there, right? But like, I always leave room for the unexpected moments and emergencies and things like that. And I don't want to disappoint anybody. So it's like, all right, I plan to go.
Right.
I plan to go, because we can all plan to do something. So when it comes to events and things like that, I am admittedly, I have a tendency to be a little, what some people will call wishy-washy. Mm-hmm. But it's only because, I just don't want to disappoint anybody.
Of course.
Yeah. If I say I plan to go, like, I will probably go unless something happens. I don't know. But conversely, if I say that I'm going to do something, like, hey, I'm going to make dinner, like, I will do this, like, and things like that. Yes. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. It might take me a while to do certain things, but eventually,
Right,
like,
yeah.
I'll do it. Like, it'll get done. It will.
Yeah.
But what does it take for you to trust somebody? That's hard. So I'm gonna leave that right there for a hot second. What about you?
Do you feel that you can be? Yes,
Counted
I do. Yeah, because if I commit to something, like for the most part, like yes, like you said, obviously there's always going to be, certain things that come up that change that plan.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yes, if somebody says, "Are you 100% going to be there?" I'm going to be like, "Yes." Mm-hmm. And if I can't be there today for like a specific time and frame, obviously like some things can be like pushed off a little bit, right? Whether that be something at work that doesn't have like a deadline,
right?
But they're like, "I want you to do this. Can you count on me to do it?" Yes.
Yeah.
But it might not be like right this second.
If I'm getting paid for it, I'm gonna fucking do it.
But yes, for the, I mean, like 95% of the time, yes, I can be counted on.
Yeah, I think so.
To do what I'll say.
Yeah. What does it take for you to trust someone? Consistency. I think like that so I'm going with my gut. My first reaction when I read that, it's consistency. It's
I like that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, just
I like
get
that.
like and I don't mean over like a long period of time, but I'll go to the antithesis of that in that if you're consistently always canceling, always coming up with an excuse, like something always seems to happen every single time, then yes, my trust level in you is going to diminish. So I'm not saying that someone has to show up 100% of the time, but if I'm being shown that they're never showing up, then yeah, that trust is going to start to break down.
This is why we're doing this. Even I am learning things. What she just said literally just blew my mind because, like, for me, I'm like, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
For me to trust somebody. Yeah. But that's because of my past experiences and whether that be people, jobs, bosses, anything.
Right.
Like my trust is like flatlining right now, and I'm like trying to find something to like spark that again, and like I feel like yes, I have looked at it that way, but I don't think that's been necessarily like what I've put emphasis on.
Right.
So the fact that you put emphasis on that just now, like it really did. It sat differently with me just now. And
I'm like, that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that a lot. Because as you know, like I'm starting a new relationship and stuff. And so like for me, this is a super crazy, question
to pop up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I literally went through the book of questions and I went, bam, that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, this resonates with me a lot.
Yeah.
So what you said was, thank you.
You're welcome.
I said I wasn't going to get emotional.
That's fine. All right. So, This is a good follow on to the trust conversation.
Okay.
Would you like to see intimate journals and letters your lover wrote during a previous romance that took place long before you knew each other?
Absolutely not.
Hell fucking no.
Absolutely not. No.
That is a negative ghostwriter.
No fucking way.
The pattern is full.
No way.
Nope.
No way.
Because, it's one of those things where, like, it goes back to what I try to kind of keep in my own life. It's like, that's their business. That's none of my business. Like, their relationship, unless it bleeds into mine,
Yeah.
You know, like the things that may bleed into my current relationship, yes, that is my business. But shit like that, that's none of my business. And
as you can see, I needed a drink after that one.
But it is. It's just their past relationship is not my business. And it's over. Like, that's the other point, is that why would I want to read something from the past that is now done?
Yeah.
Like, how is that going to serve me, and how is that going to serve the current relationship? It's not.
It's not.
Right.
You're right. It's not. I definitely wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is that, like, would I want somebody reading my own thoughts of my past relationships? And quite frankly, no.
No.
I mean, if they want to ask questions about it, sure, I will answer those questions openly and honestly. But at the same time,
like, everything change. Like, people change and relationships change, and like, what somebody was feeling like 3-4 years ago for somebody else, like, has nothing to do with you. Yeah. Which,
right?
Yeah,
you didn't even know each other at that point. More than likely, you didn't know each other at that point.
More than likely.
So,
unless you were like the best friends stuck in a friend zone, and you're like, oh, maybe it's time.
What was that? Who was that singer? Vanessa. What was her name? Oh God. That sends as fast, and you will save the best for last. Like, that whole song is about being in the friend zone, and like all
no
of a sudden,
idea who you're talking about.
It's Vanessa something. I can't. She used to.
From when?
Oh my God! From 1,000 years ago.
Oh.
Like, it was back, like, oh my gosh, early 90s. I want to say. She was a former Miss America. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have no idea.
No idea.
I'm so sorry. I have no idea.
All right, moving along. All
right, go ahead.
All right, so now this is the portion where we get to tell you how to live your life. Yay! We have 2 featured questions for you today. So one of them I ripped right from the Reddit, Am I the Asshole?
Right on.
Hells yeah. And then the other one, I believe I stole from, Carolyn Hacks's column on Washington Post. And if you've never read Carolyn Hacks's column in Washington Post, please do. It's fantastic. She's been doing this for more than 2 decades, almost 3. And I mean, Carolyn Hacks, she's just bloody fantastic. But we're going to try to live up to her a little bit.
Bloody fantastic.
Bloody fantastic. Yes. So, all right. So, first one. It's a doozy. So, sit down. This is going to take a hot second. All right. My wife's baby sister is getting married in a few weeks. I have known her since she was a preteen almost 2 decades ago and love her like she's my own flesh and blood family. The fiancé is a cool guy with friend of the family connections to her family, and everyone likes him. Aww. The bachelor party is being organized. Like, once I see bachelor party, I just go, oh, shit.
Not going to be good.
This is not going to be good. Bachelor party is being organized by one of his friends via a WhatsApp group. He has lots of dude bro friends from his days at university and pro sports. Like, dude, when you imagine, like, dude bro, like, what do you imagine dude bro to be? Chair.
Pastel shorts, polo, and Sperry's.
That's. I have no idea.
Backwards hat.
I have no idea
Frat
what
boy.
half of that just meant. Oh, frat boy. All I heard was brat ma.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. That's, yeah. So.
I've been guilty of that. I'm not going to lie.
What, that you're a
I've had pastel shorts. And Sperry's. I'm not a dude bro, I swear. I just like colors.
Okay. University of Pro Sport. The events planned are mostly fun and inoffensive, but today the question came up. Strippers, yes or no? Okay. The organizer wanted to put it to a vote. He told everyone that the quote-unquote future Mrs. definitely doesn't want it, and the groom-to-be doesn't really care either way, but wants input from the group, or, alternatively, he won't organize it himself, but, quote, if they happen to show up, end quote, he won't turn them away. He's already an asshole. Sorry.
Yep.
All right. These guys have all been at each other's events, and this isn't uncommon. I'm not part of their circle and have no real sway with them. Reading between the lines, it's quite likely that this will happen unless someone intervenes. I'm really not keen on strippers being there for multiple reasons. My sister-in-law is against it. The future groom isn't asking, but didn't explicitly say yes or no. I don't want to speak to him directly because I don't want... God damn, this is long. I don't want to speak to him directly because I don't want it to seem like he has to be part of planning this event. And I am hesitant to ask her... because it isn't yet cast in stone, but I don't want it to just happen because someone, like me, just didn't let it slide. Here it is. Would I be the asshole if I told her? No.
I agree.
Nope.
No.
Nope. So, and the reasons, the reasons I am I am in favor of telling her is not because I am a woman and this is some women, woo! It's because, flat out that she was like, please don't, and you know her. Like, that's the other thing, right? Like, this is a situation where he is closer to her than he is the groom. Like, he's basically on his side because of a social convention, I would imagine that if they did a different type of ceremony, he would probably be standing with her as opposed to him.
Correct.
Right? And so in this case, I would say so. Redact that. I don't know that I would necessarily jump in directly and tell her, but I definitely would pull him aside and be like, dude, bro. Dude, bro. Like, if you do this, I am going to tell her.
Yeah.
So you have two choices. You can either do this and enjoy your little or whatever against your future wife's wishes, or, just not.
Right. So tell her over, speak to him over just straight up telling her. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I would talk to him, because...
And I'm sorry, but what bachelor... why are bachelor parties, equivalent to strippers anymore?
I don't know. See, for me, it's not... the issue isn't the strippers.
Yeah. Right?
Because me, personally, I can care less about that. Like, you want to go to a strip bar? Y'all have fun. If that's how you want to... dole out your money or whatever, y'all have fun. I mean, I used to...
But aren't there, there's definitely some, lines and rules going to a strip club.
Oh, God, yes.
Getting lap dances and stuff like that, whereas, having a stripper for, a bachelor party, I think the rules are probably a little bit more
relaxed. A little different. Well, it depends on the person. It depends on the performer. True. Depends on the performer. It depends on, everything.
So that's where my mind was. A strip club is definitely different than having strippers at a bachelor party. Gotcha.
No, I can appreciate that. So I don't want to assume certain things because I don't, again, I'm getting way more involved in that. I think one of the reasons why, I'm getting, into the crux of this is because I used to work at a place that did a lot of burlesque and things like that. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I have that experience behind me, so. Yeah. So and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm very cavalier about the subject of strippers. But you're right that there is another line that's drawn of a personal performance.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about a personal performance that's meant for the individual that they're being celebrated.
Exactly.
Right. And I can appreciate that. Yeah.
And that's kind of where my head's at. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that. Yeah.
But I also have my own kind of opinions about strip clubs and stuff like that.
Understood. But I think...
Not in, like, a super negative way, because,
No.
like, I mean, let's be real, like, I've been there.
Bleh.
I've been there multiple times. But, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm subjecting somebody to some, like... I don't like to, like, subjectify women.
Understood. Well,
so I always
that's
feel some
a
type
whole
of way,
other
like,
topic entirely.
Right. But anyway.
You know,
so yeah, anyway.
But I think at the bottom line here, again, goes back to, and I keep shaking the iPad. So for those of you that are watching and it's a little shaky, I apologize. That's my fault. But this goes back to the previous question of, like, what does it take for you to trust somebody? So that's
true.
That's what we're talking about, right? It's not about the stripper. It's not about the actual event. It's about trust. Right. And you have this individual who explicitly told her future husband, look, you have fun, but I would really appreciate it if y'all didn't, have strippers at this party.
Right.
And then he goes ahead and he goes, no. That's a level of trust right there. Again, it's not the stripper. Okay. It's not the, it's not about the activity. It's about, look, I asked you to, potentially not do something. And the other, so I'm going to caveat all that by saying, I assume that the future husband in question agreed to those terms.
I would hope so.
Right. And so, like, that's the other thing,
Right.
Like, I don't know the conversation that they were having or anything like that. So this is assuming that the sister-in-law was just like, look, I really don't agree with this. I really don't want this to happen. I hope that you can respect my wishes. And he in turn said, of course, honey, I love you. I would never do anything to jeopardize our relationship or the trust that you have in me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about communication. It's about trust.
Yeah.
That's what it really boils down to. So, is this guy an asshole for potentially telling the sister-in-law? It's a gray area, right? Because if he does it without talking to this dude first, then I would say, yeah. Maybe. But I would have a conversation with the dude first.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Pull him aside. Doesn't have to be with the rest of the group. Just pull him aside and just be like, dude, this is what you said. This is what you said. Do you really want to do this? So.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't want to assume. So
you don't want to assume, but we can't help but assume,
Right. So we, without further details on, like, conversations and, like, where the, like, groom to be
right
is at.
Yeah.
And what the conversation was with the sister-in-law to be.
Right.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I wouldn't have connected the whole, like, trust question up here, obviously, because I avoid that stuff.
Deflection of the trust. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, it's like a big boxing match for myself.
All right. Can we call this one closed? Close that one. Okay. By the way, where's your buddy? Where's your other? Yeah.
We still don't have a name, by the way.
Yeah.
No name.
So our friend needs a name. Our buddy needs a name.
He needs a name.
He does. So I don't know if you want to. Here, we can put him on top of the can, maybe. I don't know.
Need something to put him. It's okay.
That's all right. You just hold him. All right. Next question.
My buddy.
My buddy. Wherever you go. Wherever I go. He goes, my buddy. My buddy.
Okay.
Cherry's buddy and her. All right.
Oh, he just gave me a kiss.
Oh.
So sweet.
All right. Next question. I turned 30 last month, and I always thought by this age, like 30 seems like 1,000 years ago to me. So.
Just to me too.
All right, turned 30 last month, and I always thought by this age I'd be ready to settle down and get married. I have a funny story about that timeline. Anyway, I'm not even close.
Me too.
I know, right? I'm not even close, and I'm starting to wonder if it's because I don't really focus on the man I'm dating whenever the going gets hard. Wait a minute, wait. I'm not even close, and I'm starting to wonder if it's because I don't fully focus on the man I'm dating whenever the going gets hard. Okay, I got that now. Sorry, there were just a lot of words. It wasn't because of the beer or the whiskey, but it was a lot of words.
There's a lot going on there.
Thanks to dating apps, there are so many options, and I can't help but think about the possibility there's someone better for me out there.
Oh.
Someone,
where's this going?
Someone more caring, funnier, hotter, more in tune with me. It's not like these thoughts are in the forefront the whole time, but I usually get 6 months or even a year into a relationship. And as soon as we hit a few bumps, I start to wonder if I really found the right guy. How do you know the difference between someone not being long-term compatible with you and you having commitment issues? It took both of my parents 2 tries to find the right person. Could that be affecting me? Gee. If, in case you wonder, yes, I have considered therapy, spoken to a few therapists, still looking for one, who has availability. I also have a great job, hobbies, lots of friends, and I'm pretty happy with my life, but I'd still like to marry and maybe be a mom someday. Okay. So, so the question is, how do you know the difference between someone not being long-term compatible with you and you having commitment issues? So that's you.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you. I'm going to put that out there straight away. And I don't mean to be so, I don't mean to, what's the word? I don't want to say cavalier again, but that's the only word I can think of. Is cavalier about my response, or kind of uppity about my response. But yeah, again,
harsh.
I know that was harsh, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
No, you weren't trying to be harsh.
No, I wasn't. I'm trying to be nice.
But sometimes people need that harsh reality,
right? But yeah. So it really, I mean. All right. So bottom line, how do you know the difference between someone not being long-term compatible with you and you having commitment issues? That comes from you. This individual said, I also have a great job, hobbies, lots of friends. I'm pretty happy with my life. But, right? And,
why is there a but?
Why is there a but? I mean, to that, well, all right. There's always room for a but.
Well, yeah.
Right? And if yours is as big as mine, you need, a lot of room to get it through. But...
Okay. We went there.
We did.
We went there.
It's a beer and a whiskey.
It's fine.
So, it's all good. However, but yeah, it's, I hate to be trite, about it, because what I'm about to say seems kind of trite and seems like, whatchamacallit, like everybody said it, but when you know, you know. When you're with somebody and they're worth it for the long term, And, it's just, it's a feeling that's deep down inside. And you just, part. I'm sorry?
For the most part.
Oh, but how would you,
for the most part.
How would you adjust that statement?
I definitely think there comes a time when there are people who tend to get complacent.
Right.
And they allow themselves to stay in that complacency, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when people get bored, they think there's something wrong with that relationship.
Okay.
Instead of being okay, well, why did we find each other in the first place? Why did we fall in love in the first place? Instead, they're just oh, well, they automatically jump to, it's not right.
Interesting.
Because they think there's a problem with the relationship or there's a problem with themselves. Mm-hmm. Instead of just being okay, well, maybe we need to focus on why we even chose each other in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So many of us these days, it's just as soon as things get tough or we get complacent
mm-hmm.
and we get bored, that we automatically are just not right for that person. Or maybe we're just not focusing on each other the way that we should. We're not communicating. We're not this kind of goes back to our first episode. We're not we're not dating anymore.
Right.
We're not flirting with each other.
Right.
We're not like appreciating each other for the exact reason why we're together in the first place.
Right. And I like that word complacency. Like that's a really great way of putting it. Yeah, because people get into habits and patterns and things like that, and they forget the reason, like you said, they forget the reason why they got together in the first place.
Yep.
And it's just, for some people, it's just easier to throw those things away than it is to communicate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like we said on the first episode, it all boils down to that. Yep. Again, talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like actually speak to each other. Yeah, because most things can be worked out.
Absolutely.
Like I'm pretty sure, like I would, if I were to put a number on it, I would say like 85% of the problems that happen, especially early on in relationships, and that number might be higher, but I'll just say 85% because I don't know, I like that number. Sounds good.
That's a good one.
But I would say, yeah, I mean, 85% of the problems can be worked out just by, basically simply talking to each other. And yes, it does, that ratio does adjust as you progress into your relationship. When you get to the 2-year point, the 5-year point, the 10-year point, things like that, it does get harder. But so long as the communication is there, you can make a lifelong relationship.
Exactly.
So I think that goes back to
we are humans that are supposed to evolve constantly. Like you have to
sing it.
Like the world is ever changing. Like so are we, right? Like I am not the same person that I probably was like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Thank God I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago.
Agreed. Preach.
Oh.
But
God.
You know what I mean? Like we're just ever changing people that you have to figure out ways to either appreciate the person that like they are becoming.
Yeah.
Or have become. And remind yourself that like to their inner core, they are still that same person that you fell in love with.
Yeah, that person is still there. They still exist.
There's just probably like these like minor changes that like you weren't really anticipating, but then like you learn to adapt and you learn to love those too, just like you did the whole person in itself.
Right.
There it is.
So actually,
look what happens when I have my buddy.
I know, right?
It all comes together.
It all comes together. So, but I had to laugh originally because when they said, I turned 30 last month and I always thought by this age I'd be ready to settle down and get married. So funny story, right? When I was much younger, back when the dinosaurs roamed, my plan, back when this guy roamed, oh my God. I had a plan, like my plan, no joke, was I was going to be married and already pregnant with my first child by the time I was 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
And now, 20 years later, I am unmarried, no kids, and having the best time ever.
Amen.
Hey, freaking men. So, yeah. So I mean, I think that's another thing that I'll go to is that this person is also putting unnecessary deadlines on themselves. Right? By saying I turned 30 last month and I always thought by this age I'd be ready to settle down and get married. That's actually part of the problem. Is putting unnecessary, because ultimately, and I've done that too. And
I still do it sometimes.
Right. We often, when we put, it's great to have goals and it's great to have life goalposts and things like that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, that's not the end of the world. Again, it goes back to exactly what you said about adaptation. Mm-hmm. Right? You recalibrate. You say, this person could very well just go back and say, look, I'm 30. I'm not married yet. I haven't found that special person. But you know what? I have a great life. Things are amazing. And I'm going to move forward with that.
Right.
And if these things happen for me, great. If not, I still have a great life.
Because there's some gratitude here, so at least we have that.
Right, there is. Yes, this person recognizes that, they have a great job, they have hobbies, lots of friends, and they are pretty happy. It's just they're looking for that one extra thing. And
right.
I feel confident in my reaction to it because I am also someone that suffers from that. I am also someone, let's find more about Roxy right now. But I am, admittedly, I am that person who, yes, would it be great to have that long-term partner and to settle down and things like that? Absolutely, 100%,
Right.
that's, yeah, absolutely. But am I okay with that not happening right this second? Yes. Does it, every once in a while, does it suck? Absolutely. But overall, overall, it's fine because I do, again, like this person, I have a great career, great friends, great whiskey, decent beer, so.
A buddy.
Our buddy. But yeah, I don't know. It's about reasonable expectations.
Right.
And also, if this person was in front of me, I would encourage them to keep looking for that therapist because that's kind of what it sounds like they need.
Because like we said, we are not that.
We are not professionals at all.
When I was in school, I remember hearing, always have a plan.
Right.
It's always good to have a plan, which is great.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because then you're working towards something.
Yeah.
But sometimes that plan changes.
Right.
And then that's your new plan.
Mm-hmm.
But always have a plan.
Right. Always have a plan, but be able to adapt if necessary.
Have a plan, but that plan may change, and then that's your new plan.
Yeah. And I think that's...
And for some reason, it was so deep. Just that little thing was I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
always have a plan.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
I think I can.
Everybody can do that.
Okay.
Everybody can have a plan.
I was like, why is that so simple?
Sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things to grasp, though. Preach. So...
Buddy's preaching.
But I think if we were to find... So last month, our theme was, fucking talk to each other. I think this one is... the theme of this month is, have a plan, but be able to adapt if you need to. And also fucking talk to each other.
Yeah. Still talk to each other.
Because, that's really, that's the crux of everything.
It really is.
Mm.
It really is.
All right, I think we can close that one. So, yeah. There we go.
I wish I could make him clap, but I can't.
I know, right? Well, he's got little arms. So, on that note, wow, we went a lot longer than I anticipated. So, I'm looking at the...
Than last month, too.
I know, right? Well, I'm looking at the timestamp, and I'm like, hot damn. So, that's all right. But thank you very much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. My name is Roxy Fruitful. That's Cherry. And we will see you next month for another episode of Pizza, Beer, and Life, where we tell you how to live your life. Thank you very much. Take care of each other. Be kind. We freaking love you all. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you. Woo!